Hey, what's up, guys? It's game 7 of the match. I feel much better this time. So, I'm not really too rushed, so I should be able to give this game the time it deserves. Although the last game was boring as hell anyway, so wasn't really a problem. So Anand is +1 with half the match to go. He has the white pieces again. He's looking to put the nail in the coffin. And of course, as usual, I hope he does. Always paranoid about my microphone being on mute. I don't know why it would be on mute, but I usually test it first, because every now and then I have in my life done a video and then found out afterwards. But there's no way for me to test it now, I think, while I'm doing this. Let me see. It's probably not possible. See if it interferes if I wait one sec. Alright, I think it worked actually. I was able to just test the sound while making a video. Can you believe that? So, looks like we're all good. Let's start the game. Do they ever play E4 anymore in chess? All these guys, man. D4 every game. Are we gonna have another Catalan, man? Enough of the Catalan. I'm tired of it. So this is a little different than the last game. It's a little... she's becoming similar to stuff we've seen already. What is this? I don't understand. Doesn't this lose? Alright, I'm gonna learn something about chess now, because I can't figure out why we can't, you know, and then win the exchange. I mean, black's only move is to straight up sack the exchange, but I mean, really? I mean, let me take a closer look at this, because am I missing something really obvious? Okay, after this move, any queen move, knight takes bishop, and then bishop takes rook. So that's not good. So the only move forced is this. Rook b8, rook bishop takes rook. Is there some move I'm not seeing here that black can try? Knight d5, bishop takes rook, e5, and bishop h3, but that looks completely absurd. Just pawn takes. So I mean, it somehow seems that the only move is either bishop d7 or bishop a6, but I mean, even f3 or something, I gotta like, alright, I don't know. I mean, Topalov's playing this quickly, so he must have something up his sleeve. Alright, I guess we're gonna find out. Wow. So he thinks he has enough comp here. I mean, obviously this is some home preparation. Wow. And he really believes this is enough. That's amazing if it is. Wow. I mean, this... okay, maybe this has been played before, but it looks kind of... I mean, I guess some ideas like e5 and bishop h3 are also in the cards. But, I mean, f3 is my initial instinct, to try to go like e4 and just gain the center. Let's see if f3, knight d5. I mean, we can even just go queen d2. We're just ignoring knight c3. It's okay. If they take, like, just for example, you know, we play e3, and what's the big deal? I don't know. We're gonna learn something. Because this is really okay. So he goes knight d5. I think knight c3 is okay. I don't want to go e4 because I want to have some protection of my d4 pawn. I want to be able to go e3. I think, you know, I'm a little scared of this move because of stuff like bishop f6, e3. Maybe even this is okay. But, you know, some pressure. Bishop b5. Knight on b1 is kind of crappy. My gut is to just play knight c3. Let's see what happens. No, he goes back. Alright. e5 straight off the bat. Wow, man. To me, all these moves instantly. I mean, it's clearly some home preparation, but holy crap, man. It's hard to believe. Oh, but he wins the exchange back, probably, if takes, because some move like this. Like, theoretically, we could win back the exchange, like this. Maybe we don't want to, though, because we're also down a pawn. I don't know what's going on here, man. I mean, he's... Okay, e4. I didn't mean to make that move without thinking. I just pressed enter by mistake. But, I mean, he's really playing some... I have a feeling this is all new, and he's just coming up with it now. But, you know, it looks really to me it looks really good for white. I still don't quite get it, but I mean, Topalov's a chess machine basically, and he's playing every move instantly. So obviously he has some idea. Is he going to sack the whole rook by getting the pawn center? Probably not. Okay. So he's willing to sack a whole piece though, because now if takes, bishop takes. I guess queen take. So freaking weird, man. Something like this theoretically, like even pawn takes here. Interesting. Wow, man, Topalov's blissing out these moves too. I mean, this might be one of the some really amazing home preparation that Topalov prepared. I just this could be just amazing stuff. He's made every move instantly, so clearly he's seen this position at home and decided it was worth giving a shot. And I'm sure he knows everything about it. Anand's on his own for the first time in this new position, and that's basically the situation. It's a position Topalov's seen many times, practiced at home, knows everything that Rivka thinks, and Anand's probably never seen the position in his life. Now the question is, how good is the position for Black? Hard to say. I mean, something like queen. I mean, we have this problem with this knight on b1. It can't be developed very easily. Black's probably going to get the second pawn at some point. I mean, we could go like queen e2, but then bishop c5. I'm actually starting to like Black's chances here. Just the pawns are really strong. The knight is very hard to develop at any time. Like anytime we go knight a3, like theoretically, we can't. I'm not going to do it now probably because queen d5, but like always c3 or something. If pawn takes, bishop takes knight. So I'm thinking Topalov's really startled Anand here. I mean, I don't know. Let's see what he does. a4, okay, that makes sense. We have a really hard time getting our pieces into the game, so let's at least try to get that rook into the game and get some action going. It makes a lot of sense, that move. And now if queen d5 seems natural, but yeah, a4 is almost certainly the best move. Now that I think about it, I'm guessing. My quick guess is queen takes d5. That's what he does. I guess now pawn takes. Okay. We have a few choices. We could go bishop c5, which I don't know, or we could go queen b5, which attacks b2. Excuse me. I mean, if queen b5, knight a3 is a problem. Also, like rook a7, but probably knight a3. And if queen b2, knight c4. And we kind of avoided the problems there, actually. So I don't know. Maybe White's starting to slime his way out of this. But Topalov still moved instantly every move, so he probably has some idea here. Queen b5 is his idea, alright. I mean, knight a3 seemed like the right choice, just to get your pieces out, because there's Black has two choices now. Number one, queen b2, knight c4. I mean, if we just move the queen, White takes on c4, or bishop takes. Now, rook takes isn't good because of queen b2. But if pawn takes, okay, the situation is White has two pawns for the piece. But I think White's doing quite well here because these pawns are passed, but White can't go here because the queen is pinned. And we're doing fine, I think. Maybe Black has quite decent chances to hold, but White should be in no danger for sure. So that would be my guess is knight a3. Okay, but he just goes ahead and takes that pawn off. And now after bishop c5, is he planning knight a3 at that point? Oh no, he may be starting rook a5. Okay. Excuse me, my yawning. Alright, let's see what Topalov if he moves it instantly again. Jesus. He made the move rook e8 instantly. It's unbelievable he's seen this position before. I mean, you understand, the only way he can make that move right away is if he's had this position on his chessboard at home. I mean, right now, White is up a piece for a pawn. But you know that I mean, he's too strong to play this without some plan. So, I mean, I don't know, knight a3 still seems natural, and then Black almost has to take on a3. Or I guess Black could go queen c5 at that point, or queen b6, maybe. There's a difference now, because the rook's a little loose there. So let's see what happens. King H1. He just gets out of all the pins. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a move that Topalov hasn't seen at home, because it's a little less direct than a lot of other moves. But I'm kind of curious, because it's just kind of a quiet move, you know. But let's see if he moves instantly again. No, he spent 17 minutes. Okay, so he's finally out of his preparation. Probably he mainly analyzed moves like knight a3 and all these forced moves. Instead, Anand played that quiet move. Wow, I mean, this is clearly a really relevant game in chess history. Just an amazing opening idea. At least to me it is. I don't know what the rest of the world will think. I'll find out after. But really, to me, it was quite amazing stuff. These pawns are such a pain in the ass, man. Knight a3, queen b2. Oh no, knight a3. I still think queen b6 first, and then the rook has trouble going anywhere useful, and then maybe we can. Well, I don't know. Maybe just rook a4. Let's see what white does. Rook c7. Alright, so he just wants to get rid of that pawn. If black plays bishop to c5, though, there's no more rook a5. So what's he want to do? Then knight a3, probably? Yeah. Probably. I don't know. Well, this move's not so scary anymore because there's no stuff like this. No discoveries. So. Oh, and we can go b3. Or even probably not b4, but b3. The problem is this no pawn takes because the queen takes queen, and if queen takes, rook takes, and we're up 2 pieces. And the only other move is like d3, but I mean something like knight c3. It just doesn't look good. So probably bishop c5 is a problem. Let's see what he goes d3. Okay. Bishop c3, bishop d6 or something. I want to go bishop c3, knight d2, just like solid moves. But black has ideas though after bishop c3 of rook e2 and like queen h5 and like mating attacks. So not so clear. Knight a3 is also still playable. Still a very playable move, but I'm starting to be a bit hesitant. Like knight a3, I don't want to allow knight takes c4, so I'm going to do this. And I have a feeling like when we move this bishop, not rook e2 because of checkmates, but I mean, like annoying things may come in the future. Like for example, I'm probably not queen b2, but maybe just h6, you know. And if rook takes, maybe just like this move and. Huge, you know, it looks like really scary. I mean, I know I'm not calculating to the end. I'm just kind of going by instinct here. But let's see. So it's white's move after d3. What does he do? Bishop c3. Okay, he does play that. That was my first idea. I was worried about this rook e2 and this queen h5 stuff, right? Who knows? You know. It just looks a little unpleasant. Let's see. Bishop d6 before he does anything, because again he has queen h5 ideas. I don't know, man. I'm starting to get scared for white. I don't know if all his moves were the best here. I feel like black's starting to come in. I don't know what move. Queen h5 maybe. I see a lot of tempting moves, like queen h5, queen f5, queen d5. Rook e2 doesn't quite help. Even rook e2, because we're threatening bishop g3. Because, like, for example, if this move, we can go back with the rook. I mean, I know it's a little risky, but we can go here. I don't like rook e2. Maybe just h6 also. So many ideas. It's hard to say which one's the best. Let's see what he does. h6. Alright. So he's like, screw all these back rank mates. I'm just going to deal with that, and now all these options will be available to me in the future. He had some ideas, like, let me demonstrate. Like, if knight here, this is an interesting idea. Followed by rook e2, and very hard to stop checkmate. Actually, I think it's not possible to stop. However, you know, like maybe this is, oh no, because queen f3. Because, you know, material-wise, white is actually up here. But, you know, I have there's problems. This is a problem, too. Also, I could have played this in some lines. Oh, sorry, I made a move by accident. Jeez. I made the move. He played bishop b4, and then white played rook e1. I didn't mean to make those moves. I wonder why this move's not a good move. Queen. You don't take, probably. We probably play some move like queen g1. I don't know. No, rook e1 then. It's surprising to me because maybe king g2 now is the idea, and if rook e2, maybe just this. Yeah, this is good. This is good for white. We can't stop. We can't save the pawn, and black's in trouble. So that's good. So he calculated that out, and he ended up playing bishop b4, which is, I guess his main idea is to start to get these pawns rolling again. He just wants to take and go queen b2 and stuff. So rook a1 happens. I assume he's going to take. I mean, I don't know if rook e2 is so valuable here. Maybe rook e2 also. Okay, but he just takes, and like queen b2 allows knight c4. Although even then we can go knight queen takes c3, but then rook c1. So I would play rook e2 here. That's what he does. Rook to d1. Funny position. Alright, so white is up a piece for a pawn, but black has this initiative. I mean, I like the initiative, but you know, it's kind of risky. I don't quite know how to. Oh, queen. It's funny. Queen b2. Probably white will just knight. It's because it's not mate. We'll just do this, and white should be pretty much winning there. So probably we need to hold on to that pawn, or we can try and move like queen h5. Definitely, this is the most natural looking move to me because it just kind of softens white up a bit. If queen here, you know, like the f3 pawn now needs to be watched. So you know we can try to have some dynamic equilibrium like that. Like white's almost in zugzwang actually. The rook can't move, the queen can't move, the knight can't move. Because if knight moves queen f3, queen moves queen h2, rook moves, rook takes knight. It's always good to look for zugzwang. And you know, white might be in trouble then. We could just go king h8 or something. Maybe they can go h4 and then move the queen. But you know, it's interesting. So he moves queen a4 instead. I mean, you know, again, I'm not trying to guess the move so exactly here. I'm just kind of looking for ideas. I understand that the black definitely has some play. Is it enough? Is it enough? Is it enough? I mean, it's just so annoying for white. Like if knight e4, then queen c2 is a pain in the butt, and the knight's not threatening c4 anymore. So let's see what the heck does he come up with here? Rook a1, queen c2. God, it's just so unpleasant. Maybe f4, knight f3. But then our c3 pawn is weak. So if black ever gets the c3 pawn, we're in some trouble too. So I don't know what he's going to do. Knight e4, okay, but now queen c2 looks a pain, at least a pain. Okay, and now white's going to maybe h4 now. I mean, yeah, I guess so. But then black can also go f5, followed by queen takes c3, which is also a big pain in the ass. So I don't know. He goes rook c1, okay. So, okay, he decides he must hold on to that c pawn at all costs. If rook h2, I guess he's just not worried about that pawn. The queen has to go somewhere. And then I guess his idea is to play something like knight to d6 and to just take on c4 and kind of weaken this pawn structure here. That's just my guess. Although this move runs into like rook h5, because we can't block with the queen because the queen takes c1. So queen h2 is coming. So it's like all a pain in the ass. Well, I assume he's going to take. Let's see. He does take. And now queen b2 looks correct to me. Oh, I didn't see that move. Oh, crap. Okay, we can go king h1. The thing is, if this move, if queen f1, if king h2, I'm guessing the plan is f5 and queen c3, and those pawns are real strong. If this move, by the way, this is winning. Because knight moves queen takes queen, and this is just a queen here. This should be good though for white, for black. And so I'm thinking he can just go king h1. Let's see. He takes it. Why don't I understand anything in life? I don't know, man. I mean, I just have a bad. Oh, I mean, maybe he's just trying to draw. Like, I forgot to mention, like in this line D2, maybe he can take. Maybe he figures this is just a draw, and that's fine with him. I mean, okay, obviously he takes. Yeah, I guess this was gonna happen. Can we try a move like queen c2 now and play for the win? I think the problem then is g4, stopping f5, and then if d2, always knight takes d2, followed by queen takes c4, and it should be okay. So I think it's going to be a draw. Queen check. I mean, queen f2 is playable now. I think it's going to be a draw. Oh wow, now white's trying to win. Jesus, man. Alright, by the way, let me make sure I didn't totally miscalculate something here. Like maybe white has some other idea here. I guess white can try to win with the passed c pawn in that endgame. Knight f2 is a move, but then maybe queen takes c3, and those pawns are dangerous again. I mean, probably we have to do this. Probably what he's worried about is that he doesn't have like a perpetual of any sort after like a move like this, and what can happen is this pawn can be strong. I mean, I have a feeling it's a draw, but maybe he just thought it was kind of scary, so he wanted it to be simpler. But when you start playing this, I mean, okay, you know, f5. I'm sorry, I meant to go back another move, but see now. The idea is of knight d6, queen d2, take on c3. So probably he's going to play either queen to f2 or knight to f2. If queen f2, I'm guessing just queen c1. And then when the knight moves, queen takes c3. And again, we discussed this earlier. If queen d2, queen c2 is winning. I'm guessing he's going to play knight f2, and then if queen d2 or something. Oh, but then if queen d2, probably we can go queen a1 worst case, but then queen c2 followed by d2. It's a pain. Well, let's see though. Knight f2 is what happens. King h7. All right, so he wants to make sure that when he goes d2 and stuff, there's no queen c4 checks. He just wants to get his king safe. No rush. That's what strong grandmasters are good at understanding when to just make the quiet safety move. Because they look at a lot of variations, basically. Look at tons and tons of variations. And then they find out in so many of these variations, there's an annoying check in the end of them, in like a few key lines or whatever. So then they say to themselves, you know what, is it the end of the world if I just get my king out of dodge now, and then every variation will be so much better. The downside is white gets a free move to do something with. But if you can determine that their move is not so useful, often makes a lot of sense to just make a quiet move like that. So that's what he does. Wow, what a game. Really crazy game. I don't know, queen d1 looks kind of natural to me. I have a hard time trying to win this for white. Okay, queen b1. A little more active than queen d1, and it pins the d pawn to the f5 pawn, so that's useful. You know, I don't know, maybe it is starting to get annoying, because once white goes queen b4, if queen b4 though, d2, and if queen takes c4, queen takes f2. I mean, it's still that problem that queen queen endgame, white does always have that passed c pawn, but I still have a feeling it's just not enough to win. Let's see, queen to e6. So, I mean, white can now take on d3, so black's clearly playing for the draw at this point. Because knight takes d3, we get this endgame with the passed c pawn. I believe it's a draw. We'll see what happens. Queen b5. I mean, we'll see if it ever comes to an endgame like that. But white is starting to really push. I mean, it's not so clear where black's immediate play is. g5. Starting to really like white's chances. g4. Wow. Starting to, wants to loosen up that king, make it a little weak on h7. His pawn takes pawn. He's going to take the pawn, most likely. White doesn't. Funny enough, black doesn't even have a check there. No queen e4 or d5 or c6. They're all protected. So he takes. I assume pawn takes. Yeah. King g6. The question is, how can we make progress for white? It's not so easy. I still think Topalov's going to hold the balance, although they all have a bunch of time now, so let's see what happens. Queen b7, alright, completely controlling that diagonal. He wants to use it, he wants to own it. And the black queen is kind of tied down, because if it moves too far away, white has all kinds of annoying checks, just like queen c6 check, queen takes c4, so some problems. Now that pawn is weak, it has no longer a defender, so I'm saying like the queen f3 is natural. Definitely. I mean, it's like a blitz move. Queen f3. Queen b1 is also a move. Okay, he goes queen b1. Queen f5 is probably not good. Queen f5 probably is good. I don't know if queen f5 is good. Maybe it's not good. It's like you have to calculate it. Maybe if queen f5, queen e2 also. Actually, it's a big pain. Queen's coming, I mean, but queen d7 though, so it's not so big a deal. And then queen d4. Let's see what white does. King f1. Alright, gets his king out of dodge. Queen e7. It's too hard to figure out every move in this type of endgame, so we're just kind of it's going to be more of a spectator sport at this point. Queen d1. I mean, I don't know what the subtlety is, queen e7. I don't really know what's going on here. What's this? Oh, come on, that's not how it's going to end. Alright, good. Queen d1. Queen e3. Queen f3 looks playable for sure. That's what happens. Queen e6. Man, Anand really wants to win this somehow, but not so easy. Check. Not so easy. Let's see what he tries to do. Wow, triangulation. Now this is the same position we just had, but the king's on g7 instead of g6. Is there a difference? Let's find out. Queen c2. Because this time c2 is not with check. I'm kidding, but I don't know. I mean, could he be going for some kind of zugzwang? Maybe. The reason I say that is because king f6 allows knight e4, and king f7 allows all kinds of new checks. And the point was, if the king was on g6, black could have just went king g7, and then white has no real checks. The black queen can't really move anywhere so useful, although it can go to e2, so that kind of ruins my fantasy about zugzwang. Oh well, queen e2 is what happens. He probably has to go back to d1 or something. Oh, he doesn't have to. He can go queen a2 or queen a4, yeah. Something, as long as he keeps control of the d1 square. But I have to understand, I have to admit I don't understand all the subtleties that are happening here. Queen d7 looks like a natural move. Okay, that's what he does. Man, that's too brutal. Let's see. Is he gonna win this? I mean, it's so hard with his knight tied down like this, King g3. He's gonna try his butt off, but I'm not sure if he can. Queen e6. Jeez, man, what a game. Fantastic game. Maybe now's the time, though, for knight d1, knight e3, and knight f5 type stuff. The problem get my knight to f5 or e4. I don't know. I want to get it somewhere. Let's see. Let's even bother trying. I mean, I guess no more moves have been played, it seems. So probably some repetition of some sort. Game drawn. Wow, what a game. All right. I'm gonna see if the people at ChessBase are as excited about that game as I was, or if that was okay. Round 7, a nerve-shattering, blood-curdling draw. Wow. Yeah, this was prepared. I mean, of course it was prepared. Kasparov didn't like King H1, it says, but it made his opponent spend a lot of time. Supposedly, instead of that bishop f8 move, alright, let me just look at this one variation. Oh, sorry, not bishop f8. Queen b2. And they give a line like Queen e1. Alright, I didn't look at that. What was I looking at? I didn't look because I was just curious if it was still in preparation. That's right. Queen e1, h6. It says knight a3. Oh my goodness. Oh, it also says rook e7 leads to a draw. I think which is fine for white here. King b2. I'm sorry, king g2, queen b2. And then queen e8, king h7, queen e4. What? Somehow this move is a draw. Like some rib could figure this out. White has no way. Black has no way to stop this ridiculous perpetual. It's kind of crazy. Huh? Yeah, I just can't stop the perpetual. All right, damn computers, man. Yeah, they're also saying. Yeah, they're saying this other line. It's probably a better chance for black because they're saying in the game that white actually did have the advantage. And they thought Kasparov thought white missed his chance with in this move by playing knight d2, and they should have won queen h3. This was his best winning chance. Who knows, man? And they say bishop b4 is very strong. Supposedly, the only move that doesn't lose here is rook to a1. Somehow, like this move loses to f5, they say. I don't know, man. Queen c5. I mean, alright, and I guess it's just some trouble. d2's coming for rook somewhere. They're suggesting this move. And then the knight's doomed and the pawn's too strong or something. Wow. Alright, crazy game. I hope you liked that one. Inspired effort from I'm just here reading my email during the inspired effort from Topalov. I gotta say I was impressed with that style of that game. He just went right for the sharp line, you know, with the black pieces, where a loss like dooms him. Instead of playing solid, you know, you gotta respect that line. I'm still rooting for Anand, but that was pretty cool. Pretty cool game. I just knew while looking at it, man, that was like it's not a normal chess game. So these guys are really playing. I mean, for the most part, they're playing pretty exciting chess. I mean, I'd say the majority of the games are really sharp. We had some relatively dry ones, but overall, they're really putting their back tomorrow. It's game 8. Hope Anand can hold on here. It's a shame that I'm going to miss the tiebreak if that happens, because I will be in St. Louis, so forgive me, there will be no commentary. I mean, I'll probably be able to watch it live from there. But, no, I'll watch it live from home, but won't be able to do one of these videos probably. Anyway, I hope you liked this one. Should have been a lot more entertaining than the last one. Again, I was having trouble trying to predict all the moves. You know, there's certain positions where I don't know, I just didn't feel like calculating too much. I kind of just wanted to show a few ideas in each position and then just see what happens. But because these guys prepared it at home. I mean, there's only so much I can see in a short period of time, and I don't want to bore you to death. So hopefully, I point out a few important things. And, I mean, most of the time when I guess the move I was wrong. But what are you gonna do? Anyway, see you later. Bye bye.